That's another day. Today I am playing Genshin. I'm playing Escoffier's Story Quest. I don't know how you say her name, but I'll learn it later. I hope you guys enjoy these. I will be muted for this, like in Honkai Star Rail, because I want to give you guys the best experience. And my mic has been like a bit glitchy lately, so yeah, I'm gonna be muted and let you guys enjoy the video.
Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake up and start doing things properly! Right now... I'm sorry, did you hear me ask...
No, I...
Why is she so...
Wait! Huh? Who do you think you are? So, you're bringing backup now. Suit your...
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when a member of your staff is so overworked he becomes gravely ill, that most definitely...
Overworked? I've said it!
But Philmont can do the job.
Monica, back inside!
Huh?
Just do as you're told, and not another word!
Wow! What a horrible person!
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again. Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing a brutal work regime and putting a huge amount of... One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely...
I'm sorry.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf. Or not, Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no, and that's why I'm here, doing...
Oh, shoot!
Oh, no, not at all. And besides, yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more...
Paimon will join you, 'cause...
guys, it's a really famous
sorry to interrupt. This is a small...
Monica's the one...
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry for every...
All right.
A little highly strung, huh?
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her...
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like...
Oh, Paimon totally gets... Huh? Hold on, there's something... Find...
Escoffier? Could this mean...
So, who is...
She... Well, for starters, she used to be the head chef at the Hotel de Boer. She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer and restored the restaurant back. Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef.
Gâteau de Boer? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the...
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for a safety, but none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier
The Fortress of Mirabede?
Well, Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still, by the time she returned...
So that's what happened.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, so I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier...
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica, it's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes? You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out.
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat this.
Yes, Chef.
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy.
Oh, no, we're not here.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We...
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef. Well, in her words, the Hotel de Boer doesn't need...
I guess I'll be heading on.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh,
For what? Like I said,
Firmont. That's the second time.
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with Mom stuck at home, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every...
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion.
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We're here to talk about...
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about. But I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't... Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first...
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely...
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either. Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite. Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you.
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation.
Oh, Monica.
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied. Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn.
Wait, so now she's,
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her...
Wait, she looks like... Is that a Scott?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so...
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but...
But...
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your... If you want forgiveness, then do what any
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Vermont...
We apologize for interrupting your meals.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared.
Oh,
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here.
I mean, we all knew that these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up. Get your... And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started...
Monica, you don't need to call me chef.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own. What happened back then? That wasn't on... That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the...
Lumiline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitwell. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired response...
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things...
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guard's list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive...
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients, but you took all the blame. And now look at you.
What are you trying to say?
Oh.
Besides...
If only...
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as... So, Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this?
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore. So stop acting like you...
Whoa. Sounds like someone...
My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills? Or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one...
That's...
What happened to not...
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon.
Huh? Fanasium?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the...
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all... The cooking contest would decide who...
Huh.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. And indeed.
Reintroduction?
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you of all...
Sure, I reinstated it, but...
Exhibition. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose, it's up to you.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Board to me.
What? The Codex de...
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains... It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world.
Present and former.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy.
Don't take me for a fool. I want your copy. The original version. The one you took with you when...
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copy, right?
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the terms. And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex. Well, Escoffier, You against me. Are you in or out?
You sound surprisingly confident. Alright then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is—
Believe me, I'll show you.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendre so I can—
So, this whole bake.
Well, I got—
Huh? Hope.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same.
That's—
Okay. That's.
Oh, that? Well, back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide. For instance, legend so rare was the ingredient that Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, which especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius, and over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hotel de Boer took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving—
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constant anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise, and that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into— even then it's—
Oh! So the cook—
Yes, well, that's fiction.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau.
Wait.
It did, but like I said, it's so reimagination is right. I consulted some as for why we gave it the same name and—
Oh!
Hey now. It might just think.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the Codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds—
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Maybe from her point of view, it's like management doesn't.
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first place. Well, a joint—
What? Huh. Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our gâteau do the talking. It means vesting her in this bake-off. However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Boer is very Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of assistants in time.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook, as well as a warrior. But
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks, even if it means competing against the
confident. I like it. Alright.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh. Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, Thankfully, it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruit.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. A kind of special food processor I got, but this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment. So that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Hammond's never used anything this weird.
The device isn't cold enough yet. I need to reduce the temperature. And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more...
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavor. I'll demonstrate again. Slowly. That didn't count. And voila! Now it's your turn. But the traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this? That goes without saying. Still, alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the whole. That's right. How's it going? Look at that!
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or...
6 points.
What? Huh?
That's 6 out of 100.
What?
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience consuming food than creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Oh, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar.
Aw.
Now to the final dish.
So,
This is our last...
8 points.
Darn! That's barely higher than what we got.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one a point.
What? How did you pull that off?
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The traveler's journey with...
Hey, you made that last part up! No way did you taste that!
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square.
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe...
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, it's Hilaire! What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest.
And you think...
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd...
Yeah, I was gonna say the same...
Don't you? The fact is, I'm a fine chef.
Firma, have you even set foot in a...
I... Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I...
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then I...
Dad, talk to me.
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Monica, when did you...
Probably because you were all constant. But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing...
Oh, come on.
She sounds like the worst. All right.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong.
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash.
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just get another...
Either straighten yourself out, or get...
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen
Oh, man.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determined...
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Each time I had to redo a dish, my heart sank a little further. Maybe Savannah was right.
Dad.
I see. Well, I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah.
But what if you can't find another assistant?
Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will...
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse...
Actually, I thought maybe...
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then...
You do this for us?
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah?
I know, but it's all right. I've made up... I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm...
Well, Paimon didn't think...
Great! Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I...
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I...
Yeah! Feast! Feast!
All right, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives. That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Why, Savannah? Oh, nothing. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's... But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scripted... The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of experience. Surely that's infinitely more useful than... Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that we were. At least, she was a little shy, but meticulous with everything, and those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much grief. Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard for her to get the role. And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with. I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex. Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Bourg and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound, unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks every turn. Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's, and with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli. People started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between the two gradually soured. Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed it in... that was it. They neither had it. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy. Even as the latter was unlikely, it's a popular theory, but there's no... Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go... And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut. Really? Well, I like the confidence.
It's cooking.
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hotel de...
Savannah, I brought the original Monica? Huh?
In the interests of... the labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to...
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hotel de Bourg cooking contest commence!
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse! Gaspar! Get to work! Do not disappoint me!
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast.
A little amuse bouche!
Stay calm, Escoffier. There has to be a way to balance the flavors. Just think.
this? What am I supposed to do?
Adaptive frosting.
Oh no, hang on, I'm gonna get rid of these.
What are you doing, Escoffier? Your team's
I'm
waiting
stupid.
on you.
Can I do this? Okay, that one does not work. Okay, God damn it. I might have to restart this. I don't know, I did something wrong. Oh wait, yeah, wait, hang on. Oh wait, no. Oh! Okay, I was stupid for a second.
That should be enough flavor.
Okay, fine. Okay, I was stupid for a second. I forgot. I was scared for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to FAK. Now I have capability to do.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, traveler!
The balance of flavors is about right, but the quantity is too low.
Alphonse! What are you playing at? That's not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do it again!
Yes, chef!
So, what do you think?
Escoffier is already on the final.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. I was just exercising caution. I had to make sure everything was perfect.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Huh.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of only because.
Huh? Really?
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't.
I have a feeling that this.
How exciting!
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all a.
It appears that the decision.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out
Something's not right here.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won.
What? It's Savannah?
No, that's
Hey, Savannah! You cheated! What did you do? Oh, you...
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever It was Van Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why isn't it more likely that a
You judges, we demand.
That's enough. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take Savannah.
I don't know.
If you want the Codex to bore that much,
Escoffier.
but you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to but only on the condition that you promise to stop.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to... So, will that be all, ex-head chef?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing.
All right, fine.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer!
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex...
It's all right. It was just a bake-off. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with the whole...
No. No!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us...
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and...
But why?
Our best guess is... she...
Even so, that's no excuse.
Yeah, and it's definitely no...
About that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs.
Well, how...
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat...
is it really that bad?
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our...
I'm sorry. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already... Whatever's going on with you, just...
I was the...
Food safety.
But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, but the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use...
This is crazy. So Savannah pressured you into
I know. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? Firstly, so you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or...
You mean...
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to. You should tell Vanisham to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Good. Now, back to Savannah. What?
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any...
Ugh. What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature item.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly but the difference was so small.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why so many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear
she wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more, and at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have thought Escoffier also she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine. The only one privy to all the secrets of...
Oh, for goodness sake.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably...
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah, she might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after what...
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of their own.
New head chef, you say?
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without...
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it. Even if you don't believe in yourself. Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm...
All this time, I've been blaming.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but let's give her the day.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose? Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to... Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas but what those poets don't know is that during a migration, once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock and allows another goose. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibility... I guess what cooking is a science, not magic. Of course, some people have a more I'd have no reason to expect so much. And come tomorrow.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem, check on her? Oh no, Escoffier.
I'm fine. Just need to get some more. Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? Alright. Thanks. I appreciate.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Coffee. Strong. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up on your sleep when you get the chance.
I think I figured out where the problem lies.
Wait, what investigation?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small. Yes, except my failures were stepping stone.
Escoffier! Have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No, not
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing, only to find an I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. If she's not here...
Boss, Escoffier...
Alphonse? You're supposed...
We were, but then, just after you...
Oh, looks like...
Wait a second. This... Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored. Yeah, but... I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented.
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place...
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way?
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a death wish? Those ruins...
Hold on. There's more.
It was you. You let the Lumal... It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean...
Retrieve the code, so the cooking contest and the cheating.
She's keeping the...
Ugh, this is all such a mess! First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand...
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
I'll scout ahead.
place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding...
I think
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocked. Good.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus.
We have to... See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them.
There's no time for that.
Wait. Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who...
Yes, we can't afford to wait.
Hey, be careful! Scare them off too much and they might not come back again. Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
A little moose. The tracks turned back again. So annoying. Hey, it's open!
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get... Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosive. Did you not hear me?
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear.
Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain. That first, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and Maya. He offered Modeste his friendship, only to murder him. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I
am no Savelli, nor will I.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest.
You're right.
Ooh, feisty. But
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth. I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now—
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just...
No.
Revenge is a dish best You're a lousy chef.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now...
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good laugh out of me. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have—
You can't!
Stay back if you want her— Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat, but if you—
Monica!
A recipe! You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen of— Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the genius—
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bois obsession?
He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the— We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. That's right. I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine.
Will you listen to yourself? You're complete—
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure.
Wait, what's that?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't collapse.
Uh-oh. Savannah's going to—
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because
That's true.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere. by the explosion just now. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal! Beg for mercy. Yeah!
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests. It seems to really like the texture of Rome Maritime flowers. Off to the freezer! Laser bear. Shudder. A dash of frosting. I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Lumitwols and Maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
That's strange. These don't look Remorian to me. More like...
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone. You really think?
Trust our adventurer's instincts. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro-rummager. Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed. Sadly, up above, on dry... The treasure of our limited stock, he was praised as a... Modeste tried it. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong? I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame. Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me. Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they...
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe...
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. But as he baked and taste tested, it was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses? But we realized it too late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself. The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything. And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some word. Yet despite everything,
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of...
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors? Also, neither the Codex nor
Modeste told me did he hope I would get... But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall, what would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot. I will do what I must to protect his... It may lead his... I would rather the world... The final loose end is the evidence here. At the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say so?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure...
The treasure of Remoria. I have found... Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have... But I have to thank you too, Savannah. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria... Oh, it's...
Monica?
Oh. Escoffier?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore, and so he came here after his friend's death and destroyed
This can't be happening! All that
for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do it.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else! Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out!
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Why is this place still shaking? Either way, enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here.
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no, you don't. If I can't get what I want, I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Venejem!
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on a merry derriere?
We had to do something.
It was my fault. Escoffier had to leave. Come back, Escoffier.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just...
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my...
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here?
Escoffier's right. Sure.
Things were pretty...
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact at the end of the day...
No,
Well, about that...
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Firmal? I'm so sorry, but...
Actually...
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. And as it turns out, she was late.
No way!
It can. A small dose.
No wonder.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time. Well,
there's...
You mean...
Oh, so that's why Savannah...
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only... So you better make sure you reflect on your behavior.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Is it just...
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting. All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time. But by this point, it's pretty obvious that I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong. It all comes back.
Oh, cut it out! Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years. And you clearly have no idea, genius or not. You're only a... Surely you...
That...
So you got your mojo back?
Yeah.
Friends again!
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off,
and I demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly
Right. And also, does it have to be right now?
No excuses. This is a cooking, so grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is...
Hey,
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Quite right.
Oh yeah, look at that!
Now, where were we? I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left. I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached, so I decided to step down and look—
Improve!
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue. She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime you. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be Case in point, remember those—
What?
And the other half? It lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the—
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry. In the meantime, take this.
All right!
Oh, of course.
Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if she practically dedicated her life to find—
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, the so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians—
Huh? So then, why all—
Don't forget, it was a very different era. And as for the Luma, even if Sibeli—
So after all that, there was still strange to say about Paimon.
Hey! Huh? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Did you see anything like this down there? Experts say it has a—
Wait! Isn't that the—
If only it was still in one piece. Some butterfinger.
Wow, that was an interesting quest. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more, like, subscribe, comment down below. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day or night. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, guys!